Afternoon, boys and girls. Ragewood here, back with a video, and just a short one today. Really just to show you that I've done it. I have done the Awakening of Spring Iskalland event, and I have managed to get Aladiah. Aladiah, not sure how you say it. But more importantly, I just want to highlight to you that I've done it with only 10 orbs here. Now, I didn't actually need to use these 10 orbs here. I could have done it without summoning a single thing, and I'm going to sort of show you how here. Because I've still got 5 left on the Continental Challenge. I've still got 1 boss left to do, which would give me another 5. And when I finish my weekly placements, I will have got that last 5 just there. So, I'm going to talk sort of about, how I went about it, and then we'll take another look at the hero herself. So, as you can see, Snowstorm Dungeons, 90 of 90. There are 6 dungeons that you need to do. The 5 dungeons themselves, each giving you 15. And then this last one here was basically Farm Goblin, Frost, what have you, which gave you the last 15, and then 6 pieces of random mythical gear. And all of mine were hot garbage. Nothing new from this season then, hey. Then we have the Continental Challenges. Now, the maximum you can get is 90. And to get 90, you need to be doing 22 million to each boss every week. So if I just jump down to this one down here, just for argument's sake, and we take a look. So yes, you get 5 for hitting 22 million. So you need to do it with all of your bosses. Now, I have been very fortunate. I've obviously got a good roster because I've been playing for a while. Which allowed me to make lots of teams easily to score highly, except for poison. You'll notice I have 1 left to do this week, and it is the fire dungeon, which takes damage from poison. My poison team sucks because I don't have Rook, and poison itself, just like in season 2, for whatever reason, it's the poison mechanics super hard, doesn't work, and yeah, it's a little bit frustrating. So I'm holding off at the moment, just waiting to see where the points rankings will end up lying for a lot of people. At the moment, I am on 93,000. Again, I'll just move myself over here for a sec. I am on 93,000. And a lot of people are finishing, like, you got your big hitters finishing the 111, 110 mark. I really, if I can, just for bragging rights more than anything, I suppose, would like to finish in the top 20 around here. But, if I end up staying in this rank where I am, then so be it, as it were, So yeah, my last team can just do 22 million, but it only gets me 11,000. So at the moment, that would see me in good stead. That would put me 7th. But I know that it probably won't last long if that is the case. So I'm waiting until Thursday evening my time, and I'll run it at sort of midnight once I know where I stand, essentially. But anyway, so yes, I've partly been doing so well because I've been scoring highly in the 22 million. So that's how I've got this 85 here as well. So when I do this last one, that'll be 180. And, so you only need 20 points. And in the sort of 4 weeks that this event runs, as I sort of showed very briefly a second ago, depending on where you finish, depends on how many ores you get. So if I didn't summon at all, providing I finished in the top 40 each week, I would have got the extra 20 that I needed to get the 200 for Aladiah or Aladiah. I didn't want to take that risk though, so I summoned 5 dice. That was it. 5 dice gets you the 10 ores that you need. So once you've done that, then you only need 10. At which point, providing that you finish in the top 250 for the 4 weeks, that'll get you the last 10 that you need. 3 times 4 is 12. Add that to 10 gives you 22. Sorry, cross my legs. So yeah, this event is very obtainable for a lot of people, and yeah, it just goes to show that these are doable without having to rip a load of shards. And just to prove it to you guys, if you like summons event, here's the orbs. 5. That's all I did. Just 5. Got me that. Which has allowed me to save quite a few for potentially the next D&D if that comes up. Or failing that, I'll save it for the Season 4 banner. And yeah, I've got my worm arrow here as well. So I've got another 20 there at the moment. So 50 dice saved for whatever. So yeah, exciting stuff. So looking at the character herself now, one person that I've been speaking to, said, is she basically a Wish.com version of Velocia? And I don't necessarily think that's fair. I think they both do different things. So if we pull up her passive, so her passive says when an ally with a shield takes damage, there is a 20% chance of inflicting an attack penalty on the attacker for 10 seconds. And she grants a shield at the start of the battle. It will go up to a 30% chance when booked. Now, where do I like this? I like this in Grave of Venom. I like this in Vortex, especially this week. Christ, this week's shield is amazing. And even Arena. So in sort of all facets of the game, this is going to be useful for you. Vortex and sort of, let's say Venom 9, for example, when you take that first initial hit, you've got 5 chances at 30% to put attack down. Like that's just good. Like you don't need to be a rocket scientist to figure out that. That's just great. Like, so really good passive. Her second ability deals cold damage to an enemy and removes all of their shield. She targets a non-elite enemy, she'll steal their shield instead. So non-elite is going to be things like Arena, for example. You're coming up against those Garius teams, what have you. You're going to steal the shield that he puts up. Against something like Grave of Curse, it's just going to remove the shield. So again, it's just good. Like, bit of damage, removing shields. The only downside for something like Curse is that you can't time it because it's on the battle skill. But 12-second recharge time, you could get it to work, as it were. If you think the Grave of Curse dungeon, he's on an 18-second rotation, so you might miss the first one, but 12 seconds after that, will take you to sort of the 8-second mark on return, if you think about it, because it'd be 11 seconds left. Oh no, that would take you to the beginning of the turn, so right after he does his ultimate. So I can't remember when he puts his shield up, but right after he does his ultimate, I think it's when his shield goes up, so you'd remove it straight away. So on that sort of math, as it were, that should be pretty good. If you want to slow it down, you can put the finality gloves on her, which will give her a recharge speed penalty. I don't know why you'd want to do that, honestly, but I suppose it is an option. Then lastly, her ultimate. She deals cold damage to all enemies with a 30% chance of inflicting frozen. That increases to 50% when you book her, when you upgrade her, and 60% when you scroll her out. And it grants a shield and control immunity to all allies in the meantime. So she does half of what Philosia does here. So Philosia puts, I believe, damage reduction and control immunity up. She's free, like physically doing damage and freezing with the control immunity. So you're getting CC in replace for damage reduction. And in perhaps somewhere like Arena, this will be better, you know, rather than the sort of the damage reduction in some scenarios as well. I'm not saying it is, you know, the choice that should be made each time, but it's certainly something to consider. So I don't think she is the Wish version of Philosia, so I just think they do different things. Now, her inspirations don't matter too much right now because you can't get the inspirations. But we can take a look, because if we've learned anything from this season, or season 4, what it will be, we'll be able to buy the inspirations at a later date. So it takes less crit damage. Happy days. Grants 15% more shield. Happy days. Enlightenment. That's what her abilities scale off of, so getting 60 enlightenment is, again, good. Accuracy, obviously it's for placing the attack down and the frozen, and then the last one is increases duration of buffs granted with the ultimate skill by 30%. So, you know, all of these are good, but if you're on like a budget, for example, you could only get away with just inspiring her to level 2, that's still going to be great in most scenarios. Now, do I think... I don't know whether Flows is going to be better in every scenario. Like, I genuinely don't. But I can also see a place where you use both of them. You know, I think in Vortex, for example, the pair of these are going to be incredible. You know, if I show you, because you've got your attack down, you've got your damage reduction. Like maybe you put Aladiah's shield up at. Well, actually, no, I think it's whenever an ally with a shield. Let's just reread that, because if that is whenever an ally with a shield, then they're just going to bounce off each other, and you're just going to have, hopefully, like, constant attack down. Oh, that's not the one I want. Whenever an ally, yeah, with a shield. So, you know, the pair of them potentially work really well together. Keeping your damage reduction and your attack down on a lot of the time. That's just gravy. Side note, don't know if any of you know, started a free-to-play season with a few other CCs. Finyara is my first legendary. She's the only one I don't have on this account, well, apart from Elekaba, to be fair. It's mad, isn't it? Like, the first one I get is the one that I don't have here. There you go, just some fun facts. So Vortex this week is good challenge. Will it let me go there? No, so I'll have to find it ourselves. It's just a bit rude. I'm gonna slide myself over because I'm not used to being on that side. La 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 la. So this week on Vortex 4, and I've only just pulled over it. I should have waited, really. Whenever an ally with a shield is attacked, It'll damage equal to 30% of the consumed shield to the attacker. Aladiah is just written for this week. Like, she's just perfect for it. Yeah. So that's that. Now I'm going to end up leveling Aladiah for the Otherworld event. I just can't do it right now. But you will hopefully see a video on the channel soon showing her in action. 22 million is the goal for the Otherworld bosses, or Chaos Shadows, I think they're called. And she's going to play a key part for me in keeping my team alive. So there you go, short and sweet video today. I say short, 15 minutes. Do apologise for that. But take care, guys. And I say, just goes to show that these events are doable without having to put a load of summons. If you play right, plan ahead. Now the sacrifice for that is my gear is not great because I've been prepping for Chaos Shadows, as you can see as well, a load of 90s. But hopefully I should still finish the season solid, and you can too. So take it easy. Thank you for watching. Work hard, but remember to play harder, and I'll see you soon. Cheers.